$1.75 per $100 assessed valuation of all taxable property within the corporate limits to provide additional revenues for maintenance and operations and interest and sinking funds requirements. Any staff comments at this time? Okay. All right. We'll move right into the public hearing. So, Mr. Hunt, I'll call you down again for this public hearing item if you so desire.
Why don't you let somebody else go? I've already spoken.
Okay. All right. Mr. Smith, Mr. Manning Smith.
Good evening, Council. Manning Smith, 1710 Harris Road. I sit here and listen to all the comments that came before me, and it is a sad situation that we're put at this point. But this ball didn't just start rolling overnight. This is something that's been in progress for the last 20 years, where we have outspent and mismanaged the funds that we had in the city. We were growing too fast, but we weren't bringing in any revenue. So now we're in an economic crisis. Now it's time to make some cuts and to reevaluate where the city is at. If we don't make any cuts at this point, I guarantee you the firefighters, police officers, and everybody else in this room will be in the same spot next year. Because it's not going anywhere. The economy is not going to turn around in a year. There's not going to be any new revenues from businesses wanting to move in with a higher tax rate. This is something that is, unfortunately, has come to a head and needs to be addressed head on. We can push it off to the next year if you so desire. But make no mistakes, we will be back here next year again, raising taxes on the average citizen. The average citizen that is trying to find a way to take care of their family. The average citizen that's trying to keep their lights on. The average citizen that just want to make their ends meet like everybody else. I speak for a lot of senior citizens that are on fixed income, getting Social Security checks, don't know if they're going to be able to financially make it, month to month. But we're asking them to raise their taxes because of mismanagement on the city level. I can't necessarily point at one particular individual whose fault it is, but we're here now. So let's embrace the moment and figure out a way to not just think that this is just a preliminary hearing that we need to go through in order to raise taxes. Let's go back to the drawing board and figure out, is there a different way we can accomplish both sides of the situation. I know citizens right now in District 2 that were annexed 20 years ago. You know what they have? They still don't have public water. They still own sewage. And the only thing they get from the city is that they have to pay to have their trash picked up. But those individuals have no services that are substantial to make sense of raising taxes again. I'm a citizen that lives outside of the city limits, but there's a proposal to bring us into the city where we will increase the size of the city by a third. And we can't pay for what we have now. Those same firefighters are going to be stretched even thinner because they're going to have to service our area. Police patrol is going to be stretched even thinner because they have to service our area. We need to evaluate the different ventures that we're going into right now and then get our house in order before we start branching out on ideas that, are leading us down the road of bankruptcy. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Smith. Ms. Vivian Chastain. Good evening.
Vivian Chastain, owner of Steele's Restaurant, 925 East. I'm here actually to speak on behalf of businesses in this town. I pay a lot of taxes already, and I don't have the revenue, but I need to pay those taxes. The answer is to bring more businesses into Lancaster, to be more business friendly in Lancaster, for our economic development to get busy and help get businesses in this town. So we don't have all these empty buildings sitting here, so you have retail taxes coming in. I pay retail taxes, and I know that's a great boon to our city. We need a business-friendly government. Our beer and wine option that a lot of you already know about, we have it on the ballot for November. Everybody on this council should support that. If you want to raise my taxes, you should be supporting the beer and wine option. Some of you have decided to remain neutral for some reason, but you want to raise taxes. The beer and wine auction has a potential to bring in millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. We have 2 businesses that are ready to build here. They're building new businesses as soon as we pass this. We pass it in November, they will start breaking ground. They will put money in the coffers, okay? This is something that everybody should be supporting, okay? The other thing is we should be supporting our local businesses. There are people sitting right up here that I never see darken the door of my business. Never. Unless I'm having some kind of chamber thing or something like that. You should be supporting all of your businesses in Lancaster. Everybody in this room should be supporting their businesses in Lancaster. They should be buying here, spending their money here, eating here, shopping here, okay? This will help your taxes to not be raised. This will increase your retail sales. I don't want to see firemen lose their jobs. I don't want to see their salaries cut. However, my revenue is down. I have had to cut hours, and I'm working manager's hours, which I used to pay somebody else to do. This is what you have to do. I don't want to see my people lose any of their money either, but sometimes you have to do that. There's just some things you have to do. I don't want to see my taxes go up. One lady has said, well, she doesn't mind if her taxes go up. Well, apparently, from what I see, that might raise a tax on an average home $50 a year. Well, it's going to raise mine a whole lot more than that because of the valuation on that property. But the valuation on the property does not correspond with how much money I'm making or how much money is coming into my business. So I don't want to see my taxes go up. Again, I just ask you to support your businesses. People in here in this room, support your businesses. That's what we need to be doing, and get new businesses in here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. James Adams.
What do you mean?
Hey, good. My name is James Adams, live at 2003 Hatch Road in Lancaster, Texas. Everything I want to say tonight has pretty much been said. I just want to add that, you know, we're in a sad position right now because whether we cut taxes or leave taxes the same, firemen are still going to get hit. But what the city council needs to do is look at the spending. Going back and looking at the tax records, this will be the 4th tax increase in 5 years. If this is the game that the city council wants to play, why don't we just kick everything out of the door, raise the taxes to where we want them to be, $1.50 per 100,000, $1.40 per 100,000, $90 per 100,000. Let's just take it all the way up and never even worry about what we're spending. If this is the game we're going to play, every year we come back and raise taxes. You know, we're talking about taxes tonight. But look how many times the trash went up last year. Look how many times the water went up last year. The people in Lancaster are getting pounded on all sides. Not only are they worried about the jobs, they're worried about what's going to come next. You know, brown trash cans just showed up in front of everybody's house. I don't know how everybody in the city took that, but it's worrying because this city council is not looking at what they're spending, but they're willing to raise the taxes, which means I, who live outside the city right now, and this is how I got involved, I lived in an unincorporated portion in Dallas County, and the city council a year and a half ago said they wanted to come and take our property and bring it into the city. Now, our concern then was, you guys don't have enough firemen to support what we have now. Since the hospital closed, the firemen are stretched short. How are you going to support the unincorporated portion of Dallas County once you take them in? Because that portion of Dallas County will grow the city of Lancaster's boundaries by a third. And you know, when people think about that, but imagine driving from here to Ferris to answer a police call, or from here to Ferris to answer a fire call, or from here to Ferris to answer an ambulatory call. Look at the spending, look at what's going on, and make a real budget and make a real plan.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Adams. Okay, I'm going to try to